Okay, so I hope you enjoyed your first workout. Now it's time to start setting or using some of the tools to help us set our goals and motivate ourselves. So I'm going to go on and track some of my progress now on the Your Progress here. On the left menu bar, click on that, and I'm going to enter some information about my weight, my own information. Now here, you can add a checkpoint. Now, I've already entered this information here. Checkpoint 2012, January 4th, 2012. You can add in here, just go down here, add your weight. Maybe I'll change this information, see what happens. Now, actually, I'll delete this checkpoint, let you guys see how it goes from scratch, how it looks if I did this all on my own, fresh. And so I'm going to enter some information here. So my weight is 192 pounds today. And my waist, I haven't measured myself since the holiday, so let's just say it's still 32. Waist, my thighs, about 24. Chest is about a 42. Arms are about 16. And my pant size, I wear a 33 pants. All right, now I can add a checkpoint. Now, if there's any notes, extra things I want to add, maybe I could say just after holidays, or I just pigged out last night, or I've been sick for a month, or something. Anything to kind of put all this data into context, you can add that in. Add checkpoint. And there we go. There's my information. Okay? Now, anytime I come back, if I come back tomorrow or anytime after that, this date in here will change dynamically. What I mean by that is, as I log in, this will reflect the current day's date. Once I change this data, as it changes, add a checkpoint. Up here, I'm going to start seeing some graphs for this stuff. It's going to show me my weight, and if it went up or down, it's going to show me the graph on which way it's going. That's my weight chart. Go around up here. I have my waist chart, my arms chart, and so on and so on and so on. And of course here, these are the dates. So if let's say if I had some data that I had entered in, quite a while ago, I could, like this was already showing from October 3rd, I can enter that information, or I can see where I was October 4th, and so on. Now here in the settings, it's a nice place for me to say, okay, what's my start weight? Let's say it's 192. And my goal weight, we can say, would be 185. So I'm going to save that information as well. Excuse me. Go back to my weight chart here. So that's how I'm going to use this thing and get myself set up in here. And again, I'm going to periodically go back in here and chart my results, my weight, my thighs, my arms, my waist, chest, and pant size. Now, I always point out that it's important to consider this information because your weight sometimes doesn't change, yet these other things do. Or your weight decreases, yet these things change a lot, or your weight may even slightly increase. And you're going to see which areas have increased so you can help figure out why. So the information, if you don't mind grabbing your tape measure, or if you just want to use one of these things, you don't have to use all of them, you just want to use the scale, but I recommend using these other things. Grab your tape measure and enter the information every couple of days or even every week, just so you can chart your progress. It's fun after a little while. When you enter your first entry, it doesn't seem that exciting, but as the graph takes shape, you really start to see the fruits of your labors and visually notice how well you're doing. All right, so this next part here in your progress is the activity tracker. Now, yesterday I had you doing your first workout, and you might not remember exactly what you did, but next time you do your workout, you should really incorporate the activity tracker. Maybe today I'm going to do my chest and triceps workout. So I know what I'm going to do. I know my system, my exercises, and once I finish, there's all the exercises I'm supposed to do. I can click on the incline bench press like I did today, and say how many reps on my final set. So in other words, the final, most demanding, most challenging set, your last set before you changed exercises, how many repetitions did you do? In other words, how many times did you repeat the movement? Maybe I did it a total of 6 times, and the weight I used on my incline press may have been 200 pounds. And that was, let's say I did that today, so I'll save that data. Now the cable crossovers, just so I know when I go back to the gym what I'm going to be in for and what I should start with. Maybe I did 7 reps of that. My weight might have been, let's say it was 80 pounds, and click Save there. Now go through each of these exercises that you did and enter the data. Now don't forget, this will look different because this is the program that I'm following. If I go back, and bear with me for a moment here, guys, if I go back to the Your Exercise videos, explore your videos, see I have mine set to advanced equipment, and there's all these exercises that I did. Now here's something. Let's say if I go back, and if I happen to change this workout, so now I'm using the non-equipment. When I go back to your progress and the weight and activity tracker, chest and triceps, suddenly, oh look, all of these exercises are different to suit what's found in my personal video area. So if I've changed around with alternate exercises and changed from equipment to non-equipment and so on and so forth, this information will be here. Now something like push-ups, let's say, the reps might have been, let's say I did 50 push-ups, the weight, that doesn't apply here because I'm not using resistance weights, I'm using body weight, so I'll just leave that set at 0. Click that, and there's my baseline for push-ups. As data gets entered, as I come back to this workout again and again, you're going to see this turn eventually into a graph. Okay? Okay, so that's how you're going to use your weight and activity tracker to track your progress, remember where you started from, and start to see the benefit of how this program is really playing out for you, and you're going to see it in a visual way. Now the final thing I'll just leave you with in this video, we did say we're going to give you some small dietary tips, simple dietary tips, the best bang for your buck type tips. Step 1, go find yourself a good quality psyllium fiber. Metamucil is an example. Now that's got some sweeteners in it. We use Consul. Any sort of bulk forming psyllium fiber that you can find, go get some and start using it as a supplement. I recommend just to test out a little bit, maybe 1 teaspoon for your first try, just to see how your body reacts. Let me caution you, when you start to use fiber, it is going to start cleaning out your colon, really, and it's going to start getting all the stuff in there that's been caked in and hasn't been able to get out. So it's like a system flush as well. Extremely beneficial. Not to mention all the cholesterol lowering benefits of taking a supplemental fiber is going to do for you as well. During the process where your body's flushing out some of the things it's been storing, some of the toxins that are stored in your body right now will also be released. And during that process, it's not uncommon for people to start feeling, in the first few weeks of taking their fiber supplements, it's not uncommon for people to start feeling lethargic, feeling a little bit, just feeling off, feeling sick, but not being able to point your finger at exactly what it is. You don't have a cold, you don't have a flu, you just feel a little bit blah. And that's a result of the toxins being removed from your body and flushed through. As they are removed and released from wherever they've been caked on, though, some of that is going to be into your body and be processed, and that's why you're going to get that sick feeling. Not enough to send you into some sort of toxic shock. However, there can sometimes be some feelings of lethargy and just general ill feelings during the process. Valuable process, though. You need to get that stuff out of you, and the fiber is going to help. So if you take too much in one shot, you may discover you have some cramps and you're not feeling very well. I would introduce small amounts, eventually building up to, and I mean eventually within a week to 10 days, perhaps even as long as 2 weeks, getting to a point where you're taking 1 tablespoon of fiber per serving and eventually doing it twice a day. I try to make sure I get my 2 tablespoons of psyllium fiber. I use a brand called Consul right now, and 7 Minute Workout is in the process of setting up a proprietary brand that I've tried myself, and it's better than anything I've taken out there. So when that's available, watch for it, but in the short term, go get yourself a psyllium fiber supplement. You can go to your pharmacy and ask your pharmacist for one and just start taking it. I know it's simple, I know it's not exciting, I know it's not a pill or some crazy thing, but I'm telling you, you're going to start losing weight right away, and you're going to start reducing your cravings for bad foods that are working against you and your fitness goals. All right, guys, watch for my video tomorrow. I'll see you then.